Hello and welcome back. In this episode, I will tell you about my master's thesis, The Invisibles, Power, Policy and Right to the Public Space, which has led me to this situation where I'm doing my PhD work about homelessness and public space. The name, Invisibles, refers to the homeless as a part of society that we often ignore. They are also denied access to public life and to public opinion. I chose this topic for many reasons, but mainly because I was pissed off about how badly the homeless were treated in my hometown. I was also reading about social-spatial discrimination and realized how bad the situation was in this context. Think about it. If you're homeless, public space is basically the only place you can be, but many still get denied access to it. Therefore, I signed up for volunteer work in the Finnish Blue Ribbon Foundation. It's a low-threshold housing/day center unit located in Vallila, Helsinki. There I organized an art course, participated to daily activities, and formed the research questions for my study. Many foreign medias have announced that Finland has ended homelessness, but unfortunately they have celebrated us too early. It is true that the homeless numbers have been dropping because Finland has tackled this issue by embracing housing first method, which means simply giving homes for those who don't have them. Quite a logical way to end homelessness, don't you think? Anyhow, there is still quite a lot of work to be done to reach the goal of zero homeless in Finland by the year 2030. I wanted to investigate the power relations of public space by analyzing the areas of Helsinki where homelessness and so-called disorderly conduct are visible. The research focused on studying how the homeless with different backgrounds use and experience the public space. Additionally, the study investigated how planners can contribute creating more inclusive and democratic cities. Well, then COVID hit and I couldn't continue the way I had planned. I wanted to interview the homeless, but now that was definitely out from the question. I was about to give up, but then one of my lovely friends suggested that I should try to investigate with some other methods. And indeed, I realized that this terrible situation had made homelessness much more visible in the public spaces because the day centers were closed. I observed people in the public spaces, such as this square in Kallio, also known as Piritori, the amphetamine market, and quasi-public places such as metro stations and the main railway station. By the way, there used to be benches in this hall before COVID, but they removed them because they were used by unwanted people. Yep. Technically, I spent time in these places, sat down somewhere with my notebook and described the details about the environment and how the people were behaving there. I also drew people and places, and by drawing tried to capture the general atmosphere. This is called covert observation, and I must warn you, it's a highly ethically contested method. But conducting this research in public spaces gave me more flexibility and ethical permission to keep on spying on people. Eventually, I concluded that there are two main ways of exclusion. Hostile architecture being one of the most visible ones, which includes physical ways of preventing unwanted action, such as sleeping on the benches. Privatization of public spaces is another factor that doesn't only affect the homeless but also people who can't afford to consume. Public spaces are often designed as sort of branding tools for cities, and the unwanted people get sort of designed out from them. For the privileged, these means of exclusion are often unnoticed, but for the homeless, they send a very clear message: you are not welcome here. After finishing my master's thesis, I realized that I had only scratched the very surface of this topic. And therefore, I decided to continue the research with my PhD work. But more about that in the next video. For now, thank you for watching, and see you next time in my next video about my PhD plan. Oh, is there a cat again?